Hey YouTube, Brian LCS. Thanks for stopping by the channel and this video, Spider-Man number 6 review. Now, we're going to have spoilers ahead, so if you have not read this issue, you may want to tune away and come back after you have. So let's jump in. This is the Dan Slott series, End of Spider-Verse. So here is Dan Slott, writer, Mark Bagley, and there is the rest of the creative team. Like I said, this is the End of Spider-Verse, part 6. So let's jump in. We are still dealing with Shathra, who's trying to take over the web of life and all of the various spider folks across all of the different dimensions. And she basically has the upper hand, and she has captured, and taken control of many of the spider folks, like I said, across the web of life. And now she is trying to put her final, pieces in place to destroy all of the, Spider-Verse. And we see that we still have a small group of spider folks that are on Earth 616. And we also have Peter Parker, who, Spider-Man was cut from the web of life, and now Peter is alive and in the 616, working for Oscorp, and is trying to help the Spider-Verse, the good Spider-Verse. And so that's what we see here. But we see Shathra is trying to push the, to make her final, push to claim all of the, Spider-Verse. And so we find out that the remaining, unaffected spider characters do have a totem, the dagger, that can help restore, the totem dagger, that can help restore things. And so they come up with a plan to try to recruit some additional spider characters from the Spider-Verse, and that they're going to try to take on Shathra directly with the totem dagger and maybe destroy her, once and for all. And so again, we see her, Shathra, trying to push, and then in comes the good spider folks who are trying to destroy her. And they're using this kind of, prisoner plan here, where they have Moreland basically, as a sacrifice to Shathra. But there are some suspicions that maybe this isn't a real plan based on, some of the other characters and the way they look. They're kind of in disguise. And so, and then we see in comes Peter Palmer, who is, one of these other variants of Spider-Man. And then kind of a fight ensues. And, their plan is, realize that, Shathra uncovers that, they are trying to sneak in on her and attack. And so Moreland takes the totem dagger and stabs Shathra with it. But unfortunately, it doesn't have the effect that he was expecting and the rest of the good spider crew had anticipated. But meanwhile, we see another, Madam Web and a few others on their way to try to break out Miles Morales and a few of the other spider characters who could not be turned into one of Shathra's drones. And so they were kind of locked away in a prison. And so they're doing some, recruiting to bring them in to help them battle Shathra. But Miles then steps up and says, hey, look, I've got Spider Buggy here, and or Spider-Mobile. It's just, let me take Spider-Mobile and drive across some of the other, dimensions, and try to recruit some of the other spider folks to help us kind of build an army to fight against Shathra. And so he kind of drives off in Spider-Mobile to recruit fellow spider characters to help them. And then we cut back to the battle between Shathra and Morlun and the rest of the crew here, and Shathra and her army are getting the upper hand. And we see that Morlun is taken down, and the rest of the spider folks there that are on the good side of things, who have not been converted to Shathra's drones, are basically defeated. And we see even, Silk is taken out here. And there are, some reinforcements coming in. But we do see, Peter Parker, he's still working on a solution in his lab. And he sends 2 of the spider folks that were with him to help aid. But again, we see Shathra, in command, and now the rest of the spider team come in, who were, sprung from jail. So then Morlun basically says, look, I've been humiliated and defeated. I'm going to, feast on some of these other spiders. And we see Silk grab the totem dagger and defend herself with it. And we see this white light that comes from Morlun, and we're not really sure what that is. And then we see Silk have an idea, and she swipes and stabs him again. And then we see an even brighter, bigger light, and we see that the web of life is being restored. So basically all of the spider, characters that Morlun has consumed over the years and across the various universes is coming back, and they're helping to restore the web of life and bring things back to the way they were prior to, Shathra trying to hatch this plan and take things over. And so that's how we wrap up. So the next issue 7, concludes the end of Spider-Verse story. We still don't know where Spider-Man is, Spider-Man from the 616. We don't know where Spider-Woman is. They were both severed from the web of life and have been, not around, so presumed dead. But can the, spider team of good spider characters from across the different universes save them and bring them back to life? So hopefully we will wrap everything up in issue 7 and then move on to, a new storyline. Overall, this issue was pretty good, but very complicated. This is a very complicated story because you're dealing with so many different characters. It's very tough to keep track of everything going on. So I'm sticking with it. Dan Slott has had a good, history with writing Spider-Man. So I'm almost interested to get past this and just see what he's going to do going forward. Obviously, they're going to try to wrap this. They're going to wrap it up next issue, and I'm sure we'll see the return of Spider-Man, Peter Parker, Spider-Man, Spider-Woman. I don't know. I don't think they could kill off such a big character, but who knows? But we do get everything wrapped up next issue. Overall, this story has been okay. I'm going to go, like I said, my 5 webhead review system. I'm going to go right in the middle. We're going to go 2.5 for this one. The story, like I said, is just too much going on, too complicated, almost difficult to read and keep track of all the little different pieces and all the different characters. So has not been my favorite, but sticking with it. Would like to see the outcome for Spider-Woman and Peter Parker, Spider-Man. But like I said, more interested in seeing what Dan does with this after the end of Spider-Verse storyline. So if you're reading this, let me know what you think. What did you think of the story so far? Was it do you agree? Is it too complicated? If you're not reading it, let me know. Give me some feedback down in the comments about the review. Do you like the way I'm doing these reviews, showing off the story, kind of giving you full spoilers? Let me know. We really appreciate your feedback down in the comments. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you for the next review.